We spend a ton of time on our underwriting on PDP, focusing on how much tenor do wells have, what's the diversification on a value-weighted basis. And we actually look a lot at statistics of, one, you got to have a big enough analog set to know what the wells are going to do. Two, you got to have enough history on the wells. But it's actually pretty interesting that, when you have a diversified well set, like Tom said, and, you got a bunch of production history in a basin that's known well, and you don't have some of those other factors you got to contend with, you can be pretty close to accurate in your projections. There's always a band, and we obviously run the sensitivities, but we definitely do place a premium on just well diversification. I would say conventional versus unconventional, I think with enough history and the right technical help, I think you're going to be able to understand what those projections are going to do over time with enough data. And then you lay on top, what Tom said as far as the additional factors you got to take into account is just, it's a risk return calculation. What return do I need to take that risk?
Zach, wouldn't you say that diversification puts more premium than conventional versus unconventional? I mean, the more diverse your portfolio is, and naturally the risk is lower.
No question. There's no question. Now, we also look at things in different basins differently, because, if I have a bunch of producing wells, but somebody's going to come in and frack right offset me and take my production away, and I don't have the same level of ownership in that future development, well, somebody's just stealing my reserves. And so it is very asset specific. It's very situational by basin. And so to your point, Tim, on conventional, older conventional wells, there's probably less risk to that, depending on the asset.